Hi friends, welcome to today's session. As part of this session, we will see and understand importance of SAP HANA database or why SAP come up with a new database called SAP HANA and what it is adding value to the business or to the client of SAP. Okay, let's start the session. So, as you are aware, predominantly most of you guys might have worked in SAP domain for a couple of years and you might have seen older version of SAP. So, SAP is mainly a three-layer architecture, correct? Means you have entire SAP architecture or server or system has been split into three different layers. One is database layer, application layer, and presentation layer. So the database layer is nothing but your database, and the database is being accessed by different application layer. Okay, so and again layer is further being presented in the presentation layer using people's laptop or desktop screen, right? So if multiple people are connected to the same SAP database, for example, if multiple users are trying to access a table in SAP EC system, they will log into their own system using SAP GUI logon pad in the local machine and they will hit the database table. Here the database is simple, single database, but they're trying to access data in multiple places, right? So that's the reason they were calling this particular architecture as SAP R3 architecture. And the performance of this particular architecture depends on network speed, one thing, and the database layer itself. Because if since the database is a single database and most of you are aware, the database will be stored in a particular location. For example, if your company or a client is based out of US, mostly they will keep their database layer in the USA geographical area, maybe in one of the states, and if you're trying to access the same from India by connecting through VPN or from China, so obviously main thing the data access speed depends on the speed of your network or the bandwidth of your internet connection, and also how many people are trying to access the same data at a given point of time, and also the performance of database itself, correct? So these are the bottleneck which SAP come across, and that's why it has to start doing the innovation so that it come up with something called SAP HANA database. Okay, moving on, a typical database. Let us see a typical database how it works. So generally, if you take any typical database, you will have all your data stored in a hard disk, right? Or NSA, people call NSDs, they will call it as network storage devices. All our data will be stored in a disk. Predominantly, it's a magnetic disks. And whenever you wanted to access some particular table data, you will send a request to processor. Processor will send a request to disk, and from the disk, the data will get loaded to RAM, and from the whatever the data is there in the RAM, that will be processed and presented to the user, right? This is the typical flow. Whereas here, if you see, we will be having huge amount of data stored in our disk. Predominantly, earlier days we were using row-based tables, and when you try to access the huge amount of data, since the RAM storage or the RAM random access memory is limited, you cannot access huge amount of data or you cannot store huge amount data in our RAM. So you can load only a specific amount of data in our RAM. So because of that, RAM has to prioritize what kind of request it is getting via processor, and it has to load the respective amount of data. You might have observed the importance of RAM in your laptop or desktop computer, that if you are running many application, obviously you will see that hiccups in the application or some glitches, or the performance of your application will be very slower because all the available RAM slot has been used or memory has been consumed, so there is no memory left in the RAM so that it can load new application. So that's the reason nowadays people are going with minimum 8 GB or 16 GB of laptop or desktop, so that you will have better performance. You can open multiple application at the same time. Okay, so earlier days we were using less amount of RAM in our server, and we used to have huge amount of data which is stored in a typical magnetic disk. That's the reason we had a performance which is limited. Hi everyone. If you are looking for SAP online training on following modules such as SAP BW, SAP BW ABAP, SAP BW on HANA, SAP HANA Modeling, and SAP HANA SQL, feel free to reach out to me on my mail ID, that is venugopalmn1988@gmail.com. Also, you can call me on my mobile number, that is +91 followed by 97399839992. So there are two things called OLTP and OLAP system. OLTP system is a transactional processing system, whereas OLAP system came at the later point of time, and this is related to your analytical processing system. So all our ECC, SRM, CRM are called OLTP system. And the database is a OLTP database. Why we are calling this as a OLTP database? Because all our real-time transaction are being posted here. Because if you see ECC, new POs, invoice are being created here, SRM, CRM, all the real-time data has been loaded here. And I cannot use my OLTP system, which is nothing but ECC, CRM, or SRM system, to run a huge amount of report or to process huge amount of data, because that will impact the performance to the end user or the front end user who is accessing this particular system. So that's the reason SAP has come up with something called data warehouse system, which is also called as OLAP. This particular database or entire data warehouse system, or which is a BW system, business warehouse system, is optimized for reporting or storing a pre-calculated value and to maintain aggregates and all. So that's the reason all your necessary report has been designed in such a way the data has been pre-calculated or aggregates has been calculated well in advance before it has been accessed by the reporting tools. Okay, that's the reason SAP come up with something called business warehouse system, and this is optimized for your reporting purpose. But again, there are again some limitation here also. Earlier we were using HANA database or conventional database. So as you see in earlier slides, there will be a limit always. The performance depends on the database speed and how many people are concurrently accessing the database, and also the network bandwidth. So you might have also seen in your BW system, if it is on non-HANA database, that earlier and all we used to set up something called process chain, which used to which are nothing but a jobs which will extract data from your source system to BW system overnight, right? Like we will be scheduling a job based on the job schedule timings. The extraction job will happen, will run and will extract the data from source system such as ECC, CRM, SRM system to BW system, and then the data has been further transformed and it is available, made available for the reporting. But these job will take huge amount of time because of the limitation of the database, right? So there are some jobs which will take to run 2 hours, 3 hours, simple data load from one data source to one table, source table to another target table. So all these things we were all these difficulties we have faced earlier, and the data was not available to the business on time. When the business comes next day, sometimes they have to wait for a little longer to see the data. These are the limitation because of the conventional database what we were using, and the limitation of the database itself. Okay, so if you have to understand SAP HANA in layman terms, earlier the entire data used to sit in a conventional database. If you see our earlier slide, entire data used to sit in disk, and whenever there is a query made, that particular query is passed till the database level, and the process data will be passed to RAM. But RAM is a limited memory, and only the small portion of data is being passed, and then that is being passed to application server. This process was taking huge amount of time, and again the disk used to be, the database layer used to be there somewhere else, and application server used to be there at some place. So from application server, the control has to go to database server, which is maintained in some remote location, and the control has to come back with the data. So this was posing a limitation. So whereas in SAP HANA, the main change is now we were storing entire data in our RAM. This is the major innovation which SAP has done with their SAP HANA database. Obviously, they have partnered with different universities to do this innovation or come up with this technological innovation, we can say. Entire data used to sit in RAM, and RAM is very close to our application server wherein our processors are there. So if you see, whenever you wanted to access some data for the reporting, since the entire data is remaining in RAM, the time taken or one additional step to pull every time the data from your disk to RAM is avoided, right? So because of that, since all the data is available in RAM, it is available for the reporting very quickly, and your report used to run very faster. If the report on the non-HANA database is taking at least, for example, 10 minutes, means here you can run that report in a fraction of second, because the data is available very near to processor, which is present in a RAM also. And as with the increase in the technology or doing the innovation with respect to Moore's law also, the even in current days the price for the RAM is bit costlier, but still uh, because of the innovations or the number of transistor will get doubled every 2 years in a given space, right? Because of that, the we can make use of the RAM, more and more RAM to store our data, and it is available very close to the processor, and which in turns make our reporting or data load faster. Okay. Still, you see, in our HANA database also we do have a disk, because RAM is a volatile memory. Means whenever there is we switch off the power or we cut the power to our HANA server, obviously the data has to be stored somewhere in the disk physically, right? So that's the reason we have a disk. Disk is just for the backup purpose, but at any given point of time when the SAP HANA database is up and running, the entire data from disk will be loaded to RAM, and any changes happen to that data will also get synchronized with the database, which is nothing but a disk. So that if there is any power failure or anything, the data will be again backed up from your disk to RAM. Okay. Hi everyone. If you are looking for SAP online training on following modules such as SAP BW, SAP BW ABAP, SAP BW on HANA, SAP HANA Modeling, and SAP HANA SQL, feel free to reach out to me on my mail ID, that is venugopalmn1988@gmail.com. Also, you can call me on my mobile number, that is +91 followed by 97399839992. So also, why SAP HANA is becoming such a popular technology, or such a popular software which the clients are really interested in investing? Because this is a multiprocessor architecture and it also support multi-core architecture. We already aware that every single processor, even our laptop processor, comes with multi-core architecture, right? And also it will predominantly in our laptop and desktop we'll have only one processor, whereas in SAP HANA appliance we'll have multi-processor, and each processor is having multiple core. So because of that we can achieve parallelism, mean to say if you have to perform any complex calculation, the complex calculation has been redistributed. The work has been splitted into multiple cores of multiple processor. Because of that, your execution time is very, very faster. Okay, this is the main advantage, and you do also get a lot of compression. For example, earlier if you are taking around 10 terabyte of hard disk space to store your data, whereas in just HANA database, just by mere migration, you can reduce the 10 terabyte to at least 5 to 10 times lesser space. You can space without doing any optimization. Okay, without optimizing the flow, without doing anything, just by migrating the database from HANA database, non-HANA database to HANA database, system will automatically take care of the compression and everything. So you will save lot of space with respect to your storage. The very last topic or the slide with respect to today's session is SAP HANA use cases. Uh, HANA is not just a database, okay? So HANA is much more than a database, such as it acts like a database. Okay, it is a database for sure. It works on columnar and row storage, and it does do the compression and dictionary maintenance and other thing. And also it supports many programming language. Though it's a database, and also it supports many programming languages like your ABAP, SQL, JavaScript, HTML5 and all. So it also acts as a web server. It has something called Access Server or Access Engine, using which you can also build a website on top of this. It is not a mere website, obviously. You'll build a portal which is used by a ERP specific portal you can create, and also it can act as an application server. It provides HTML5 framework, so that you can build HTML5 application. Predominantly our Fury application, what you hear, there is something called Fury, right? That works on HTML5 uh, framework. It also provides development environment so that you can do the modeling. You might have heard something like SAP HANA modeling that happens over here. It also support replication. What is replication? Bringing data from SAP database or non-SAP systems like your SQL or many other database to SAP is called replication. It has something called SLT, and nowadays it has come up with something called SDI, smart data integration. Okay, you can make use of that to bring data and maintain a data lake or pool of data. It also supports cleansing of the data automatically. It will take care of redundancy, table deletion and other stuffs, so that your actual memory utilization is very less, and obviously it will make your RAM consumption also very less. And it supports predictive analytics. So this is again one of the very good tool or API we can say, or module with HANA, so that you can do predictive analytics analysis on your the source data or your transactional data. It also support multiple tenancy. There is something called hybrid modeling and all. When you go in detail with SAP HANA or BW on HANA, SAP also supports multi-tenancy, means you can also develop custom application in the back end of SAP HANA database. Also, you can develop your BW model in the front end, HANA model in the front end, those things. Multiple things can be done both at the application layer and at the database layer. That is called multi-tenancies. Okay. Hopefully, as part of this video, you got to know or understood the importance of SAP HANA database, or why SAP come up with something called SAP HANA, why it has invested so much of money, resource, and time to come up with SAP HANA database, and why most of SAP clients are moving to SAP HANA database, are migrating from non-SAP HANA to HANA database, and all. You got to know with this video. If you have any doubts with respect to SAP HANA, you can feel free to write me in the comment section below, so that I will try to answer in the next video. Thank you so much, guys, and have a good one. Hi everyone. If you are looking for SAP online training on following modules such as SAP BW, SAP BW ABAP, SAP BW on HANA, SAP HANA Modeling, and SAP HANA SQL, feel free to reach out to me on my mail ID, that is venugopalmn1988@gmail.com. Also, you can call me on my mobile number, that is +91 followed by 973 998 3992. Thank you so much and have a good one.